modify or buttons and add images from the camera built into the device. So I'm going to go into the device. I'm going to click on the toolbox. It's typically going to be locked down, so there's often a password for each device that's going to be set up by someone. When you type in the password, you're going to pop up with this little menu, and now I can get access to the toolbox. And now the toolbox menu comes up. I can't actually modify anything until I actually turn or enable the toolbox completely. So I go into maintenance menu, where it says disable toolbox. I have to enable it. When I say OK, now I can do things with this. So first thing I have to do is take my pictures. If I go into the camera menu and find who I'm going to take a picture of, I'll click on take picture. If I like what I got, I can continue on. I'm going to say save as icon. And here I can make some changes, including renaming the icon. And I'm going to delete this and say Mrs. Schmidt. It's not doing it. This is SCHM. It's not. Oh, I know what's wrong. It's because this icon names can only be a certain length. So I'll just say Schmidt. Say OK. And say OK. Now it's going to ask for what category I want it to be in. These are the pre-done categories, so you could categorize the icon. Often what we do is we just want to put into the imports icon, which doesn't show up here. But if you hit cancel down here, it will then automatically put it into the imports category. And it's now saying, okay, you can take another picture if you want to. I'm going to leave this now, hit cancel. Now, if I navigate to the page, there's two ways you can add an icon. I can navigate to the page I want to go to. This is the People To page. And I can go into and say set up key. It's going to say which key do you want to set up. I'm going to take a blank one. Select change icon. All those same categories are here, including the imports. Here's Mrs. Schmidt down here. Now, because oftentimes the label gets thrown up here automatically, and because I could only make the label a certain length, I'll have to change this message to Mrs. Schmidt. Oops. If I do this. You make sure you put a space afterwards, because this is what gets typed into the talk window. And so I've got my icon, my label, and what I'm going to say. I say OK, and now it shows up here.
Mrs. Schmidt.
If you want to, another place you can actually modify these pages, you can go into the same toolbox and go to Modify Page, and all of the pages are going to be alphabetized. So if I go down more items until I get to People To, that gets me into this menu, and I can do lots of modifications. One way is good if you're doing one or two buttons. In this area, you can spend lots of time modifying all the buttons before you get done, and then you can leave this page.